I see a lot of clients with anxiety, and I feel like it's running rampant these days. I mean, I see lots of kids with pressures, school pressures, social media, bullying, but then also adults, finances, relationships, job stress, kids stress, taking care of their parents. And it just seems like the mind is just worry, worry, worry. And the body is pretty much tense all the time, stomach issues. And one of my favorite things is to really help people relax. And there's many different avenues that you can relax or cope with anxiety, cope with worrisome thoughts, cope with fears, get over fears. So the first thing that I tend to teach about is what your body goes through. And it looks more like operas, but anyways. So what does your body go through when you're anxious? What do you notice about yourself? If you could just kind of yell out.
Heart rate. Yeah, heart rate, first thing.
Okay, heart rate, pounding, fast, sweating. So let's say sweaty hands.
Shallow breathing.
Oh yeah. Breath rate got shallow, it's breath, and faster. What does that do to your body? You're not getting as much, you're getting too much oxygen and you're not expelling enough toxins because the exhale is short. Exhale is where you exhale all the toxins. What else?
Confusion?
Shakiness?
Yeah. Yes. I don't know what this is.
Second.
There. Oh, I have a preteen that tells me about this, but anyways.
Nausea, too.
Let's say butterflies in the stomach. And I heard confusion.
Yes.
Confusion, a lot of times there's a lot of racing thoughts. Round and around and around. Very good. Did I miss anything? Tense muscles. Okay, great. There's dry mouth, all sorts of things. So the reason this happens, it's a fight or flight response. So imagine you're crossing the road, there's this car speeding at you. The blood moves from your digestive organs to your muscles so that your heart rate goes up, your breathing rate goes up, so you can get ready and run out of the way. And that's kind of how our body is sensing threat in the environment. Although, however, there's a lot of threat in the environment now. There's not just cars or evolutionary-wise, the cheetah that we have to run away from. But there's, like I said, there's finances, there's problems, there's jobs, there's family, there's everything. And the mind is taking this and it's going round and round, and we're not quite learning how to be okay with that thought and to be mindful of the body so we can reduce the sensation. What happens in panic, for instance, is that this sensation is so strong, so you feel all these sensations in the body, and the mind is interpreting it as, oh my gosh, maybe I'm having a heart attack, oh, I'm going to be embarrassed, what am I going to do, I'm going to have a panic attack, and then the thoughts, it just feeds into each other, so that all of a sudden it just gets more and more. The emotional sensation increases, the thoughts increases until there's a full-blown panic attack. Same thing with fears. This whole sensation starts to come about. So say I have a fear of social situations because I'm afraid that maybe I'm going to embarrass myself, so I stop going to parties. Avoiding makes the fear worse. You're basically training your body and your nervous system to say social situations are scary, and then eventually, people stop inviting you to things. So it just kind of snowballs and gets worse and worse. One of the key things for that is actually to do it anyways. But first we want to decrease the sensations really. So in terms of the body, breath. We want to part of the nervous system that calms us down. So this part that revs us up is the part of the nervous system, the sympathetic nervous system, that is the fight or flight, gets us ready to get out of any threat, danger situation. But then, when we're out of danger, so we've crossed the road, we're on the sidewalk, the car's gone, our nervous systems should be able to reduce the heart rate, breath rate, soften the muscles, and we should feel that relaxation, the blood goes back to the digestive system, so we're digesting the food. But a lot of our stress is if we're going round and round worrying about stuff, this might happen, that might happen, it might be a future that will never actually happen, then the body is not, the part of the nervous system that calms you down actually starts to get weak. And the breath is a beautiful, faithful friend that we have, and I can do 3-hour workshops on just the breath. But the breath is a direct, we can directly affect and have access to our nervous system by the breath. So just a simple way, let's say, of doing deep breathing, for instance, is just placing the hand on the belly. And so we do this so when you inhale the air all the way to your belly so that your belly expands. When you do this, your diaphragm expands into your belly, and your diaphragm is connected to the part of the nervous system that calms you down. It switches it on automatically. So just 5 deep breaths, inhaling, sending the air all the way down to the belly, and then exhaling all the air out, belly back to the back, the spine. And you do that 5 times, and you start to notice some softness entering your body, some thoughts starting to slow down. That part of your nervous system has started to calm. The parasympathetic nervous system has started to release these really heightened physiological sensations. And you're really teaching your body, your mind, your nervous system that everything's okay. There's no danger here. I am safe. Another one for the body. Well, you don't have to be progressive, but anyways, muscle relaxation. And this can be a formal practice of the entire body, where you're going into your entire body, head to toe, toe to head, it doesn't really matter. And just with a gentle inner voice, just relaxing each part. Or squeeze and relax. Or you could just be mindful of a part of your body that's tight during the day. So say you notice that your shoulders are achy, this kind of, you carry the weight of the world on your back. Shoulders are achy. A good way to just be mindful of what's happening in my shoulders is bring the shoulders up and then drop and relax. And do that 3 times. So you inhale and exhale, relax. And throughout the day, just bring your mind, your attention to your shoulders and see, are they tense right now? That's okay that they're tense. It's okay. Just kind of start to bring shoulders away from the ears. Helps to soften and relax that area. And because the mind and the body feed information into each other, tenseness in the body could start feeding into the mind. Ooh, there's some danger or threat or worry about in my environment. So just by softening your body, it starts to tell your mind, oh, okay, there's nothing that I need to be tense about. Energy. I also work with the chakras, and anxiety is actually all about blockages and maybe some dense energy happening in the 1st and 3rd chakras. So the root chakra, one of the parts of the root chakra, it's at the base of the spine, is about safety. And things for the root chakra, it has the physical part of the root chakra, or to gain access into your root chakra, for instance, is really feeling your feet and being firmly planted on your feet attention to your feet and legs. So any yoga postures, for instance, all the standing ones, hug the floor with the four corners of your feet, raise the arches, engage your legs, you're grounded into the ground. That's all root chakra. The other energetic center that is involved with anxiety is the solar plexus. So this is your red, this is your yellow. And the solar plexus is located somewhere around your belly button. Everybody's slightly different. Some may feel it at the belly button, some may feel it below or above. Doesn't really matter. Wherever your intention is, it's in here. So stretching and strengthening the whole core. Solar plexus is involved with, by the way, control. And that's one thing about anxiety, is that it feels uncontrollable or out of control. So this is power, control, self-confidence, self-esteem. So strengthening the core, or stretching and strengthening the core along the solar plexus, which really interesting is in traditional Chinese medicine, each organ is assigned or is involved with a certain emotion. So the stomach organ in traditional Chinese medicine is associated with worry. And your traditional, your meridians, your energetic pathways, feeds energies into the chakras, can be stretched or stimulated and balanced by stretching your stomach. So any poses that you feel, the stretch receptors in your stomach going. Because you've eaten so much and now you're starting, but like if you're on the Sphinx, is a great one. You're on the floor, your elbows are underneath your shoulders. It's great, you're stretching, you're releasing worry. You breathe it out through your breath. Thoughts? There's definitely a lot we can do with the mind, or this is actually mind. Through lots of techniques, we can figure out, log down what are your thoughts, but then also we can figure out what are the core beliefs that are bringing about all the racing thoughts that are causing and contributing to the sensation of anxiety in the body. So, for instance, we might come to a belief that worry helps me be prepared. This belief can keep worry going. If you believe that it makes you be prepared, you could be worrying about it all day, then you don't sleep, then you're all tired because you're worrying about something that may never happen or that you can't actually resolve after worrying about it all day. Something about finding out what your beliefs are is also changing them and not avoiding. So avoidance keeps it going too. Avoiding situations that cause this unpleasant sensation in the body. Hypnosis is amazing for anxiety and phobias. Whew. I've had clients fear of elevators, will not go on an elevator, and then now they're going on elevators. Clients claustrophobic, trains, planes, cars, and now they're traveling like they always wanted to travel. It's really amazing how you can teach your body and your mind that these situations, these fearful situations, don't have to be feared anymore. Spiritually and thoughts kind of go hand in hand, and I also call this kind of mindfully too. Because mindfully, as you meditate and you sit with yourself, you kind of realize that you're not actually your thoughts or your emotions. You're the one who's experiencing these thoughts, these emotions as sensations in the body. You can actually observe them. You can observe like a neutral observer with non-judgment. then really come to tolerate and teach your body and your mind that there's actually nothing to fear here. Everything is okay. I am safe. I think I had one more thing about that. Oh yeah. When you're doing things mindfully, it's very important to accept the sensations and the thoughts as they are. And then refocus on your 5 senses. To the present moment. Because when we're worrying, we're usually worrying about a possible future that will not happen or might never happen. And so we're bringing our bodies into something in the future. If I tell you to imagine a speeding car coming at you, your heart rate will probably start to increase. If I tell you to imagine the last time or a loved one hugging you, you might feel a sense of warmth or pleasantness in your body. Your mind, through your thoughts, can time travel. So anxiety is about time traveling to an anxious future. But your body's actually not there. So you're kind of time traveling your body to this future that's not happening. And so when we bring our senses and our attention on the present moment, we can actually start to solve problems in the present moment and actually refocus the perspective on what's happening here right now. Does anybody have any questions?
When you were talking about the breathing and you're taking the 5 deep breaths, does it matter if you breathe in through your nose and blow out your mouth, or can you breathe in through your nose and blow out your nose also?
In yoga, they talk about breathing in and out through the nose. The nose warms up the air, and as you exhale, the nose is more calming. Some people like breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth because they can. Children, for instance, I teach ocean breathing, so they can hear their breath and be more mindful of anchoring to the sound. And it's breathing out through the breath through the like you're breathing out through a straw. So it's inhale through the nose.